back and they're
All right.
awesome.
So I'll let
How's it
Eddie.
been going?
I'll let Eddie talk. I'll be more of a listener here.
Let's do it.
I love it how he sets up a meeting and then he just passes it on to me.
That's what a good leader does. Delegate responsibility.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, we didn't get to test a lot our last little project because the property just sold within 2 days. So it was kind of exciting, but kind of bummer on the other side because didn't get to see the numbers well, but
Yeah.
It happens. So we want to see what we can tweak from what we've done and how we can make it better. And how we can move forward, because we did just list another property today, and
nice.
We want to see how we can utilize things a lot more, because I really noticed that I create a lot of content and then it just is stored in my computer and it doesn't really go anywhere. So what's the point of really creating it if it doesn't get to people, right? So that's why I wanted to see where we can go more with the neighborhood video, how we could get it to be in front of more people and things like that. We ran a coming soon campaign now for the property that just got listed today. That delivered pretty good results in terms of the signups. We got maybe as of right now, we have 18 signups on Facebook within I think it's less than a week, almost a week, but less than a week. And I followed up with the numbers. Ad is that? It's a coming soon ad. Basically, coming soon campaign.
Before it lists, we list it exclusively for a week. We start marketing it, and so that's called the coming soon. So we got the coming soon, we got the for sale, and then we got the just sold. These are the 3 stages of where we can advertise. So right now, we're currently running a just sold campaign, a virtual just sold campaign, which is the same property that we couldn't market, that Eddie was talking about. We're marketing the after of it. Now that we've sold it, it was a major success, highest sale per square foot in the area by far. So we're trying to reap the rewards from that. We're running a coming soon campaign. We should be running 2 coming soon campaigns. No, sorry. We were running a coming soon campaign that's going to become a for sale campaign, and we have another listing that's coming up next week, which we have to run a coming soon for. So we kind of have a property in each one of the 3. Right now, we have a property in the just sold, and the for sale, and the coming soon. Correct, Eddie?
Yeah, well, I don't know much about the one that's coming soon, so I don't have anything there yet about that one. But yes, after today's meeting, at the end of today, once all links are activated on the other websites for our property that just got listed, we're gonna have just listed campaign. We don't have it yet.
I want to say something, Eddie. I was listening to this yesterday. Actually, I was listening to a podcast by Tom Billio, Impact Theory, and he was talking to some guy about. I can't remember the name of the concept, but it basically says that it's very difficult. It's extremely difficult for somebody to create what they want to do every single day, like to rethink about all the details. Like they talk about how, Barack Obama, he has 2 suits. He eliminates the choice, right? He doesn't have to think. He just plugs it in. I know today it's going to be the navy or the black, right? So, and if you're constantly, every time we have a new listing, if we're constantly we bring this spectacle and we put it in the middle of the screen and say, what the hell are we going to draw? It's a lot of time lost, and it's a lot of, stopping any progress. So instead, what we're trying to create is either options or templates. So in this case, if we have currently, we've broken it down to 3 options. We have a coming soon, we have a for sale, and then we have a just sold. These are 3 options. Now we need to create templates so that as soon as a listing comes, just throw in that template, no thinking. When you're thinking on top. You're saying, okay, now that I have that template, what can I tweak and what can I change and what can I do? So your thinking is only limited to what's next. So I think the objective is to get to these very clear templates where the putting it together part only takes 30 minutes, an hour. I don't know. I'm saying numbers here, Eddie, and I may be completely off, but as little as possible is what I'm trying to get to. Right?
Okay.
As little as possible time. I think that's a big thing that may be stopping our progress. Every time we have a new listing, it's like we have to recreate the whole thing.
Eddie, do you have a
We don't have-
checklist?
We don't have to recreate the whole thing. I cannot launch a just listed campaign if it's not still from IDX uploaded to my website. If
No,
it's
but we
only
said,
on
like we
MLS.
said last time, what you did is you connected it to a messenger. It wasn't connected to the website, or you can connect it to a Calendly link, or you can connect it. There's so many call to actions that we can do. So we know that if it's in the coming soon phase, we can't take it to a website. You're absolutely right. Great. The coming soon template will not have a website call to action. It will have a different kind of call to action. It could be a messenger. You have questions about this property that's coming soon, have a floor plan, have a picture of the building. Just whatever the fuck it is, like anything that's easy. It would be better if we have nice content, but even if we don't, just throw something in, right? Doesn't matter. As long as it's like, guys, I got a 2-bedroom condo in downtown Mississauga, or a 2-bedroom condo in Etobicoke, right? Or a house. That's all, right? The coming soon should be very simple, very easy. As soon as we start talking about, hey, we have a new listing coming, fucking run the ad. Sorry for the word, but just run the ad ASAP and engage. I think.
Right, you're talking about coming soon. I'm talking about just listed, two different things.
Just listed, we need the pictures for sure. We need to have something that's and we need to link to the IDX for sure. Okay.
So
My
do you
interruption.
have-
Yeah.
No, I mean, that's really important. Do you have checklists for listings, either of you? For like activity, what happens? Okay, we've got a new listing. Is this the list of things that we do?
We had a list, I had a list before, now I don't, because it's just been a little hectic with when something comes, we gotta go quick. So I just go with the flow.
Yeah.
And I just do what I have to do at that specific moment. We definitely need to have.
That's
a
totally
checklist.
fine. Like, I don't think you necessarily need to like print it out and check things off every time. But have we sat down to think about what are those activities, right? The strategy list. If you know it by the top of your head for everyone now, then that's great. But if we have it on paper, then we can talk about it, right? And we can, to Omar's point about tweaking, when we have it on a piece of paper, we can all look at it. We can think about what are pieces that we can remove or optimize or whatever it is. Yeah.
So let's pause here and go back to where you were, Eddie. I wanted to create that small insert of creating templates and options so that we remove thought. We remove whatever it's called, bottlenecks. So you're talking about the ads. Let's talk about the ads that we currently have and the numbers that we have.
Okay, now I'm a little bit confused what we are going to do now. What's the purpose of this call? Are we discussing the ads numbers, or are we trying to build the template that you brought up?
So can we get clear on what's currently running or what has recently been running? And then let's look at those ads and talk about what they included, where they went.
Okay. Let me see. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, let me share Omar. Oh, I can share the screen. Okay. So I'll share the screen for now. First, we have running was just sold campaign, basically for the property that we just sold, that we didn't get to run very much. I was trying to test out the messaging conversations. I don't know much about it. It was also just a test to see how this goes. Do people engage with us on chat or not? So far, it hasn't been the best, but it had some results. We had 9 people reach out on one and 1 on another one. So I already I turned this one off, and just another one is going to be running because it's delivering much more engagement, right? I decided to just do a Carasoul ad, basically saying Trelawney Estate success story sold in 2 days. Want to have a story like this? Let's chat, basically, right? And then they have, it's not going, send a message, right? So that was just a one trial that to figure out how it works. We did go through with this about this with Omar yesterday. There's much more we can do and tweak in terms of how they are being responded to. We can automate a lot of things once they do click on send message. So that's need to be worked on, right? So that's just one thing that's running. And then another one is more like just awareness post, which we also discussed with Omar yesterday. We still need some call to action. I didn't put any call to action to this. I was just sending it out as an awareness post, trying to get possibly more following, or just if they are really interested, they would engage with us. We made a quick video. I'm not sure if it's how I can make this bigger though.
Zoom in.
So that's the specific video for this, or that's the neighborhood video?
No, that specific video, kind of quick video we created. You can take a look. Like this is what we did. Yeah. So that's all.
Let's hear comments, Joel. Let's look at these ads, like all these ads, and let's hear comments and see what tweaks can we do.
Yeah. So I love the concept of this video. The piece that made me kind of go, was the answer to the question. They hired a real estate company that that wants to exceed their expectations or something like that.
Cares about exceeding their expectations. Yes.
Right. Yeah. So the concept was awesome. We exceeded, or we could show you exactly how to substantially increase the price of your home or something like that. I think giving them some sort of insight in that answer, as opposed to just that statement of hiring you guys. So something like professional, like what are the things that you do that set you apart, right? Like the sales point. So professional staging, videography, and 3D house models. And you don't need to list a ton of it, but even if it's like 2 things that like, these are some things they did. And then your third point or whatever could be guided by a real estate company, always looking to exceed expectations. And then this Smart Homes logo. Yep. So there's some substance to the claim of what you do that's different than other people, not just the claim of exceeding expectations.
Yeah, I think that's a point. I have a question for you, Joel.
Yeah.
In case, to avoid having the kind of the always looking at the end result and saying we should have or we could have done something different. How can we run this by you prior to, and like maybe as it goes from stage to stage, like it could be sent to you for revision. I don't know. I'm just totally. So that we're utilizing advertising budget, time, re-edits, and all of that stuff. How could, like, this is our plan. We know that we have, let's say, 3 options. We got the coming soon, the just listed, the just sold. We come up with templates for these, right? All right. We have this property coming up. Here's the video. Here's the text. and this is what we're going to do. And it's sent to you to comment on prior to it being put out.
Totally.
Or is it going to be, I don't know, like maybe even looked at right at the front end, like when the listing comes, these 3 stages, this is the text, these are the edits, like we can do the 3 stages so that Edgar has them saved somewhere, carries the text, throws it in, carries the picture, throws it in, and it's there. Less thought. Do you think that's how can we create a system where we can save time and save money?
Mm-hmm. So part of it is I've never seen this ad from you guys before. Like this, have you done this type of ad before?
No, this is something that we thought out.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is what we call just sold video. It's a just sold video. It's kind of a story.
Yeah.
And it has a little bit of graphics. And yeah. So go on.
So I was just gonna say, like, without this ad leading anywhere, I know you say it's an awareness kind of piece. I think that's good, but you don't want to miss out on not having a call to action too. That's just a point about this specific ad, not about your process. We'll get back to that in a second. But I don't think there should always be some sort of call to action somewhere. And it can be a softer one. It's like, hey, chat with us if you don't want to be super aggressive or whatever, and be like, sign up to sell your home, or request a valuation of your home, or whatever it is that's more obvious.
Or follow us on Instagram.
Sure.
Like even as soft as that. If it's an awareness post, then let them be in a space where they can see us all the time, right? Even if it's just that.
Yeah. Does this get run on Instagram too, or is this just on Facebook?
Both.
Okay. Both. So yeah, I think like follow us on Instagram or on Facebook to see how we do it, kind of thing, would be a good call to action. Because then they're joining in your journey of selling homes and increasing value and teaching people and that sort of thing. So that could be your call to action there. Back to your point about process, revision, that sort of thing. Yeah, I'm very happy to take a look at this stuff before you publish it. And so we can connect directly. It doesn't need to go through Omar as well. If you say, hey, this is the ad. Now, ideally it happens early on in the process. So you say, this is the ad concept. This is the text I'm going to use on it. I don't know your process, so it depends. So some people write the concept and the text and the copy and then create the video. Do you create the video and write it all at the same time?
I do it all at the same time. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, it's not that hard to change text on the video once you've got it kind of in the process anyways. So if you've created that video and say, hey, this is the concept, it's an ad for this. This is the purpose of it. Here's the video. Let me know what your thoughts are. Happy to respond and provide any of those kind of tips and kind of pointers to improve that video. So feel free to like throw me in your process, right? We want to, like Omar said, like make this more efficient. So we're not going back to review things. We can review it as we go. And that can happen on these campaigns or other ones. Ideally, your for sale videos will be fairly templated. And so we don't need to do that review process every time. But when something is new, going through it during the process would be pretty useful. So the 3 campaigns, coming soon, for sale, just sold. So the coming soon one, it's interesting because you can still sell that home. So if they contact you and said, hey, I want to take a look at it, I want to go buy it, can they go and take a look at it, or do they have to wait?
Yeah, they can book it with us and go take a look at it.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's almost no difference when you say coming soon versus for sale.
There's 2 differences
for someone, other than they don't.
One is
less competition.
Exclusive. One is it's exclusive. So it should a coming soon post should always say exclusive listing. Right?
Yeah.
right? So that's an additional plus for us. It's like you can't see this property except with us, right? So that's one difference. The second difference, we don't have content, so we have less media. Generally speaking, in the coming soon area, we're looking for as little media as possible. We're not trying to wow them with the media. We're trying to wow them with I have something that you can only get through me, right? With the just sold, it's public information. We're just trying to make sure that we're getting most exposure.
Yeah.
So the coming soon is a conversion ad.
Yeah.
A just listed is more of an exposure ad.
Yeah.
Because they can log in and they can see it. Plus also a coming soon does not have a listing. So we cannot move them to a property listing. We can't take them to RLP Shpere. With a just listed, our hope is that RLP Shpere can do the work for us. So send them to RLP Shpere, let them log in over there, and then they can start receiving other properties. So that's the difference.
Okay. So the coming soon one, just trying to see if there's a way to make that most effective. You said you tried it out to the messenger on Facebook as opposed to an actual form.
Not coming soon. Not coming soon. Coming soon, we did a lead generation where I get their contact info.
Okay.
And once I have that, they get to see the Facebook YouTube video of the property. They have an option to now in the description to book a showing in person. And I have their contact information. So I go through and I give them a call and see if they're interested in seeing it in person. That's what we did. We can test the messaging as well, but we didn't do it for coming soon.
No, that's okay. I mean, the messenger, if you ask a specific question, maybe the messenger would be a good avenue to go. But I think that lead process that you outlined is pretty straightforward.
Can I comment on that?
Yeah.
Me and Edgar, we did talk about putting in a specific question, and we figured out where he can do that. I think at the coming soon part, when your advantage is you're holding on to something that they can't see, they can't find anywhere else. Conversation is probably more effective than getting contact information. What do you think is the right channel for that stage? I feel like a casual conversation via text at the coming soon phase. Hey, we have something exclusive. And then yes, if a specific question comes out, it's like, have you seen view like this before? Or like, do you know how it looks like to be on the 29th floor or whatever that is? I think that is maybe more effective than it when it's being listed. Or what are your thoughts? What would be a strategic thing to do?
I think when it is interesting. I don't know if I would have a solid answer to that, to be honest, one way or the other. And I wish I did. But the reality is, do you think those lead ads on the coming soon will have been as effective as the normal for sale ads?
Eddie can answer that question.
Yeah.
Have they been as effective? Sorry.
Yeah. Do you get like the same amount of results from a coming soon ad versus the for sale version? And I know we don't have a lot of data to look at, but
little less, but it's pretty engaging as well.
Yeah.
Pretty engaging.
So to me, I would keep going with that before we change things too quickly, right? We want a little bit more data, see how these coming soon ones are doing. I like that aspect, the exclusivity of it. Where do they fill out the Facebook form, or do they go to a page that you've created, Edgar's?
No, they fill out the Facebook form, yeah.
Okay.
It's not good. I wonder how we can make it also more qualified leads, because that's exactly what I thought is going to happen. It's like from 18 numbers, 4 picked up and 3 were leases. And then there were quite few that were real numbers, but obviously there were quite few that it's just how we could get those capture the leads that are more that ad specific, interested in purchasing, not like signing up for a lease when it's clearly says coming soon for sale. I'm not sure. Do people like don't read, or their attention is very low? They don't scan the ad enough. They just go with a button when it's there, and they don't really see the text. So it's like.
So, Eddie, can I ask you a question? So right now, the Facebook form is on the coming soon. When they click to fill the form, what is the promise that they're going to receive? Why are they filling the form?
This is what it basically says. Sign up to be the first to know when the property is listed. Then they go to next. They have email, full name, phone number. Next.
So what does the button say before they get to that? What does the button say at the bottom of the ad?
Before they see this,
Before they see this, yeah.
Coming soon for sale. Learn more.
Learn more. So I'm wondering if there's a way to make it more engaging. So I like the fact that you have be the first to know when it's listed, right? But
I don't,
because
I'll tell
you're
you
giving
why.
away the power.
Well, you're saying that I can't give you anything right now.
Yeah, that's my
Right.
point too.
You're delaying it to say you'll find out later when this is listed. And so I would definitely make that more immediate sounding. So sign up to see a sneak peek before everyone else.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, right?
Or visit the property before it even goes on the market.
Yeah, before it's listed.
Get a head start on everybody else and see this property before it goes on the market. So that's more enticing than,
Yeah.
I'll let you know. Maybe this could be a closing statement. Says, since you've signed up here, you'll receive a notification that this property is listed before anybody else. Like that could be a promise that you give them, but that is not on its own an enticing offer for me to want to provide you with real information. If I was a serious buyer, I think I agree with you, Joel. I don't know either if Facebook form is more a appropriate conversion at the coming soon phase, or is it a messenger, or is it, I don't know either. I think we need to do the A/B testing and we need to gather data 100%. But I think because you hold something that they want, that they cannot get except from you, the whole outcome is to gather conversation. So I like the idea of the messenger and the coming soon. It's definitely something that I want to test out in a week or two. Definitely something I want to test out, maybe with the Mabelle property. I don't know. We'll figure that out. The other piece is once the property is listed and it's public information, then they're getting the chance to connect with you on Messenger, correct? To ask questions, correct, Eddie?
What do you mean? No, we usually just capture leads. We never did anything messenger related, only till.
Yeah, this is the first time we do Messenger. Yeah, yep. So right now we capture leads we were originally capturing them on Facebook form. Again, what was the selling? Why were they filling information on the form when it was listed? For instance, 10th line, the property on 10th line, what was the ad like?
We had Carasoul neighborhood video. I turned off quickly. There was not gaining any traffic. This one, wait, this one we had similar photos but different text. This one was just spectacular 4+1 bedroom home, just listed. Learn more.
What happened if they pressed and learn more?
Yeah, sign up to receive property, floor plan, virtual neighborhood, and more. Are you working with a realtor? 3 buttons, and then that's it.
Gotcha.
And then it goes here, info here. Review your info, and thank you. Please visit the property website, and then that's it. They visit the property website.
So that's cool.
Yeah, that looks like it's pretty close to what we need. Can you just go back to the ad for a second?
Mhm.
So it says just listed 620, 6221, 10th line. Learn more. What part there? We have only a few options on the call to action button, right? Learn more. What are the options there again? Sorry, scroll up a bit on the left. Call to action. Get offer, apply now, book now, get quote. Haven't added anything new. Okay. Subscribe.
Learn more is the most appropriate, I think, or apply
Yeah.
now, or book now. And it right next to it could be a, want to see a virtual tour, book now. That could be something.
Now sign up, get offer, download.
Eddie, when you do these ads, can you do them and not run them? Can you pause them? I think you can, right?
Yeah, I don't have to publish them.
So if you produce these ads, and then send a snap, like when we're talking about the whole revision process, it could be sent. You can send the snap the way it is, like with to Joel. This way, it'll give him a good visual depiction. It'll make it easy way to put everything together. But yeah.
So what I would probably do is the top of your ad. You may have done this before, but say just listed up there. In the bottom where it says just listed. I liked where you were going with that, Omar, with the book now button and see a virtual listing or virtual walkthrough or something. Schedule a walkthrough.
Could be a Calendly set, like 30-minute thing. They can book it, and then Edgar can do a virtual tour with them on Calendly on Zoom.
Yeah, I think we could even just say like schedule a walkthrough, and they could pick whether they want virtual or in person or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, when they first see the ad, the copy at the top says just listed, spectacular 4+1 bedroom, da 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 da. And then your call to action is get a, what did we say? Get a walkthrough.
Schedule a
Walkthrough. That's the one. And then book now button.
Okay.
Okay. I think it's just a little bit more direct. Whereas this ad, when it says just listed on it, it says learn more. I don't know what I'm going to do when I click that button that says learn more. Maybe they think they're going to go see a website page or something like that. But it's not a seamless kind of through line.
Okay.
And then similarly, can you go back to the coming soon ad? I wanted to see that one as well, because I think there's some similar tweaks we can make. Or maybe it was the just sold. Let's do all of them anyways. So people signing up thinking this is a lease.
Yes.
Could be because it doesn't say for sale in the ad copy. It says, I know it says it at the bottom, but people don't read everything. So we need to have it earlier on in the beginning to say that something is for sale, looking to buy a condo that has it all, kind of thing.
Yeah.
That might kind of wean out some of those irrelevant leads. Coming soon for sale. Again, back to the exclusivity thing. If that, instead of that coming soon for sale, get an exclusive view before everyone else. You don't have enough text there to do that line, but something like it. Maybe that goes into the top copy, and then we have something a bit shorter in the bottom. So looking for a condo that has it all. This 2-bedroom bath unit comes with swimming pool, jacuzzi, sauna, gym, even bowling. How do people know where this is? I think that's kind of a interesting piece, right?
It
We
doesn't
don't
say.
have a city name in there. We don't have anything, right?
Yeah, that's true. That is true. That's a mistake.
So I would say looking to buy a blank city condo that has it all. 2-bed, 2-bath unit with takeout swimming. We want to try and like really tighten up this copy, right? So takeout swimming, so it just says pool, jacuzzi, sauna, gym, and tennis court. Take out the word outdoor.
Mm-hmm.
And then copy at the bottom. What did we say? Get an exclusive. Get a pre-listing. I'm trying to think of language that gets us there. That's short, right? Pre-listing walkthrough. It's not quite it. But
Here's a suggestion too.
Yeah.
Want to know how much it's for? Learn more. Like, do you want to know how much this is for? Like, do you want to know how much the cost is? Right. So, and then have a conversation with us. Or do you want to know what it's worth? Learn more. That would, if somebody's like, oh, 2-bedroom, 2-washroom condo in Mississauga. Okay. I like that picture. It's a nice view, right? And the biggest thing in this condo is its view, because it's a sub penthouse and it's a completely unobstructed view, right? So top, this is what needs to be glaring in your face. And then want to know what something like this is worth. Have a conversation with us, right? Now that's a good in a coming soon stage where people don't have access to this information. If I was a serious buyer, whether I'm looking at this condo or not, I'm going to click here because I'm curious what it's worth. Right. Again, I think conversation in the coming soon phase will be, if I'm not going to say better or not better, but I think it's going to be definitely a good conversion tool.
So I think there's probably 2 to try, right? You're the one you just mentioned about find out what it's worth or what it'll sell for. There's different language you could choose around there, but and then go towards the messenger. And then there's the book an exclusive listing before it's on the market, and then book now kind of thing. And then that's the lead form version.
And that's the lead form version. Yes. Yes.
I don't think the what's it worth one going to a lead form is a nice match. What's it worth could go to messenger, and then get an exclusive walkthrough, book now kind of thing.
100%. 100%.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think, we do this, right? We set up this idea of the template, looking to buy blank city condo / house / whatever it is, that has blank, couple of features, and then get an exclusive walkthrough before it's on the market, and then book now, try that. That's your template. So for the next houses, you try that version.
The walkthrough part is the same on the coming soon and the just listed. It could be exactly the same text with small adjustment, exclusive listing, same. The rest is going to be
exclusive list, exclusive walkthrough before it's on the
public release or whatever. So, but it's the same concept, same conversion, same everything, same form, right? So yeah, I like that idea. I like that idea a lot. Whether it's a Calendly or whether it's a form, do you think a Calendly or a form would be better? I think a Calendly would be better, right? Because it actually there's a commitment there. There's a time slot commitment there.
Yeah, potentially. Does that work? Like,
Yeah,
Just
I was thinking about
logistically
it.
with Edgar's to have random people book slots on a calendar.
Yeah,
Is that
yeah.
okay?
And I think it'll be really cool. You said a key thing that opened up something in my mind. We don't need to mention whether it's a in-person or a virtual. You can say, as one of the questions in the Calendly form, say, would you prefer to have it in person or virtual? They can
Yeah.
write in person or virtual. They can click in person or virtual. They can just commit to a specific time.
Yeah.
And it'll just be walkthrough, exclusive walkthrough prior to list. And you just have a walkthrough prior to, offer presentation date or whatever.
Mhm. Yeah.
Can we talk a little bit on the just sold section? We did do, and I think Edgar, if you can take snapshots of these and send them. I think the difference in the just listed side, you'll have better media. You'll have professional photography, you'll have a video, you'll have the Matterport, so you can do virtual showings. We probably won't have the Matterport in the coming soon phase, or maybe not at the beginning of it. So the media part could be more compelling after. The media part, where even if we stick with something super basic,
Yeah.
even if it's just one picture with text, I don't know. We'll talk about that later. But the media is going to be compromised in the coming soon. The media is going to be much more effective in the just listed side.
Yeah.
And the additional thing that we have there is, find out what it's worth. Right now the messenger is doing really well. Like Edgar said, there's been good amount of engagement. How many? 18 people messaged you? 18 people, right?
Not
Eddie?
messenger, leads.
Oh, it was leads. How many messages did we have? We had a lot of messages too.
We had 10.
Around 10 messages. And the messenger one is in what stage? Which one was it? Was it just the coming soon?
Just sold.
Oh, the just sold. So
Just
let's
sold.
talk a little bit about the just sold, because messenger may not be good for just sold, maybe good for a seller. Because in the just sold side, and even on these other ones, we have to think, are we targeting a buyer or are we targeting a seller? In the coming soon, let's not go too complicated. Let's keep it simple for now. We can add another layer later in the future. Let's talk about the just sold.
Yeah, because I noticed the call to action on that one was let's chat. So I think we could make that stronger.
I was talking to Eddie about this yesterday. We had a really good conversation yesterday. Every time me and him we start talking, we come up with so many ideas, and then and then Eddie hates my guts because he's like, "How are we gonna do this?" Anyway, but we had a really cool revelation, and maybe you can add to it. Maybe we can use it in our conversation today.
Yeah.
One of the big pain points was, Omar, it's taking way too long to do these neighborhood videos. Same thing with these old custom websites. Do you remember the custom website? There was a lot of work. So like all this work, and then what are we really getting from it? Are we really making any difference? So the question that I asked myself was, how can we make more output from this content, right? And one thing that came to mind is, well, when we have this really cool neighborhood video that Eddie did, this could be an evergreen. This could run for a year.
Totally.
This could run for a year. Whatever budget, say we put whatever $500 towards it, $1,000, whatever it is. And every time we list a property and we have one of these videos, now we have an evergreen that's pulling in people. We could have 20 evergreens that we don't touch, right? Every time we have a new listing. And I think that was a cool revelation. And then if you ask yourself, is it worth it to go through the pain of doing that website, that video? Then the answer is a lot more of a yes than it is when you only have a week to promote and you really can't gauge how much you got from it, right? So that would be a seller post. That would be a video post that would be out there saying, hey guys, you live in this area. Or actually, sorry, this would be a buyer post. Hey guys, you're looking into this area. Here's what you need to know about the area. Chat with us now. I don't know if it would be a chat or it would be a form, or if it would be probably one of these two, either a form or a chat. So that was one big revelation, how we can use the video. Can you think of any other ways that video could be used to make it even more valuable? Because I feel like we're not really using it. We have such beautifully designed a great tool that we're creating that differentiates us from other people, but we're not really using it. It's like artillery that's left under the bed. So one could be a send out to people who come in and they're put into the email sequence. People in the just listed phase, when the property is on the market, this is when they're put into the email sequence. So it could be a way to send this to them in the email sequence to add more reason for them to work with us. It could be.
Can you make those neighborhood videos? Like, I know the one that we looked at before, and it had specifics to the property in it. It had distances, or it had whatever, and it actually showed the property in it. Yeah, if you make it generic so that it's just about the neighborhood, and maybe it's a little bit longer, a little bit more in depth, but then let's say you have a catalog of these videos, right? You host those on your website and say, learn about the various neighborhoods of in the Toronto area. And then you got a list of 20 videos, and anyone you sign on as a client who's looking to buy, you can use those as promo videos. You can send them in newsletters. You can attach them to your listings. Try to make them not specific. Obviously, we want them to be effective, but if you have one generic one for a neighborhood that you can just attach to every listing that comes within that area-ish, and you don't have to re-edit it every time to put in a house, to put in distance, locations, whatever it is. Then you could really use it for everything. It becomes a little bit less effective at selling a particular house, but it becomes more effective at getting new buyers who are generally looking at something in the market, right?
Yes, they don't care about, they care about Trelawney, right? They care about Trelawney. So it could start off with, and the beginning would be different too. You won't have the property. You would have like a picture of the neighborhood, either some sort of post that says Trelawney Estates or something like that. And then you go through the video. And at the end, maybe there's an offering. For a seller, the offering could be interested to know what properties they're listing for and what they're selling for, right? Interested to know that information. And then we can set them on a prospect search. Same prospect search, we just add emails to it, right? So interested to know, that could be a seller, engine. And then the buyer engine could be, curious to know what the real estate market has done over the 5 years or whatever, or want to see new properties, other properties in the Trelawney. And it could be moving them to RLP Shpere to a preset search that's only Trelawney. And so RLP Shpere will start kind of doing its own magic on them and pulling out information. So these two posts could be to gather buyers, want to know what houses are selling for and what they're listing for in the area, get an updated feed to your email, right? Second one would be, you want to see some properties that are listed, currently available, great properties, whatever. So that would be.
I think, sometimes you got to take concessions on things, and you're like, well, it would be a little bit more effective if we edit it with the house in it for every single listing. But if you multiply the work by 10x and your success on my left.
You with us, bro? Omar?
Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, you're here.
Sorry about that. My internet, I think the internet in the office just went out, so I'm connected to my hotspot.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was just about to say that, maybe we should create an outline for the neighborhood video based on this kind of generic, we're going to build it once and we're going to use it for the next 2 years kind of thing, right? We're going to make sure that we have a map view in there. We can outline the area. and then we go into the video shots. We talk about the different pockets of shopping centers, schools, areas, malls, location of, homes or grouping of townhomes and condos, whatever it is that we want to talk about within that area. You create that video once, and that's the same one that you use on all the listings, and catalog it on your website, throw it in your emails. And you just kind of forego the idea that we're going to create a new neighborhood video on every listing, because that is a lot of work, right? And you can use those for ads too, of course, or take pieces of it for an ad. Just quickly, before we wrap up here, this specific ad is the just sold. I like this. This is a great concept. Sold in 2 days, 126K over asking. That gets me kind of thinking. And I'm like, oh, damn, like maybe I should be selling right now or something like that. So the call to action here, let's chat, like, can we strengthen that with something that's a bit more specific, right? Want to have a story like this, let's chat.
Wouldn't say story, would say outcome.
Yeah, that's good. I'm just thinking like the text at the bottom, if we say,
could be want to learn the ingredients to create this outcome, or
yeah, I mean, it could even be as simple as want this, like find out if your property could do this. It's too many words, but your property. What's your property worth? Kind of thing.
What's your property worth?
Because I think like when the market is like this, like in a normal kind of stable market, I don't think that would attract people too much. But when you've got things that are selling for 126K over asking, it's a pretty common question, right? People are like, oh, I wonder what my place is worth now.
Can you do the same? Question mark. Find out.
Yeah.
Can you do the same? Or can you, yeah, something along these lines.
Yeah. Can you do the same, or what's your property worth? What's your property worth now? Kind of thing.
So this is a Carasoul post. It's doing really well. Carasouls do really well, as per what Edgar tells me. And this is a messenger.
Yeah.
Has there been any promising conversation out of this, Eddie?
No.
One lady that was asking about a 32-year-old single man.
Yeah. Yeah, that happened too.
Nice.
I'm like, where did she know that the person behind this post is a man, not a woman? Anyway, I know you gotta go, Joe.
Yeah, just trying
What
to
are-
make the last note here.
What are our action items? What are our next steps to build the template and the options? We keep running what we have right now, but for next week or in 2 weeks from now, what are we planning on doing? How do you want to do this?
So I think we've got a bunch of notes. Edgar's got his current kind of process of how he creates this. Can you write that down? And let's say this is our template. Coming soon ad. This is what goes in the image. This is what goes in the copy. It's looking to buy blank in city blank with blank kind of thing. So we have that like pasted. You paste it into your ad and you update the city and the features of the place, right? We want to get that as easy as possible to do. The Calendly on that coming soon ad, I think is a great idea to test. I've never sent a Facebook ad to a Calendly before. Or seen it done, but I think it could be a very effective way of getting people to engage. My concern, it shouldn't be too bad. My concern would be that people start booking meetings that aren't very good leads. And so it fills up Edgar's calendar for a half-hour block or something when it's a 30-second phone call. They're like, oh, I thought this was a lease. And then it's kind of like his half-hour block of that calendar is taken up for it. But in any case, you're probably going to get less leads booking Calendly than filling a Facebook form. But hopefully those are more quality ones. They're a little bit more qualified. So yeah, write out that template for coming soon, for sale, just sold. We've got all these notes that we talked about today for each ad on the calls to action and some of the copy. And then an outline for a generic neighborhood video. It's not going to be drastically different than what you've already got, but I think you could embellish it a little bit with a little bit of extra material if we go in with the mindset that we're going to use this for the next 2 years and it's going to be a staple. We'll use it for everything, and we'll go with that. So I think those are all very good action steps, and then we'll get some more data and insights from these changes and updates, and we can take it from there.
Cool.
All right, Joel.
How do you feel, Eggers?
Good. Looks good.
Good. Awesome.
I'm gonna share my notes of the meeting, and not just the meeting, but kind of like how I broke it down. I think in breaking things down, things get simpler. You can see things better. So that's my intention in this. It's not to add more work, but it's to kind of decide which ones to do and what templates to start working on first. But I want to ask you a question, Joel, if you can look into the email after and respond to. A lot of the campaigns that we have are buyer campaigns. Very little are seller campaigns. I wonder how we can make more seller campaigns. And even that video, that neighborhood video, it could run right at the coming, like as soon as it's done, it can run from there at that point, even at the listing phase. It doesn't have to be a just sold campaign. But anyway, I think we have a lot of buyer campaigns, not enough seller campaigns. And I wonder how
the
we
just sold campaign is your like prime seller campaign, right?
Yeah.
And that's one that you could run for 2 months after something is sold.
Yeah.
Maybe take out the word just and just say recently sold. But you could run that for quite a while before it's stale, right?
100%. Okay, good.
Yeah. But yeah, I think our next conversation is around a bit more generic kind of branded ads. And maybe that's to do with some of the neighborhood stuff, maybe not. But just to get your brand out there in terms of the buyer side of, or seller side of things. But that would be a good topic for our next meeting.
Awesome, my friend. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Take care. Have a good week, everyone. We'll talk soon.
You have a good one.
When are you moving, Joe?
I'm moving on the 30th.
Okay, so you got
right before Halloween. So I'm going to move in and then we're going to go trick-or-treating the next day and try and meet the neighbors.
Awesome, man. Wish you all the best.
Thanks, man.
You and your family. Hopefully it's an easy move with no complications.
Me too.
If you need an extra set of hands, just let me and Edgar's know.
Sure. I'll get the bunk bed ready. Take care.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.